Thank you everyone so much for joining. My name is Katie and I'm on the product marketing team along with Shoshana. And so I work closely with our customers to understand your feedback, work closely with a lot of designers, and then share it with our product and engineering teams to make sure that we're building the right features for our customers for what you're looking for. So just a few housekeeping notes. We will be recording this webinar and we'll share the recording afterwards. So don't feel like you have to take notes as we're going through here. And then feel free to add any questions into that Q&A tab and we will do our best to answer them as we're going through. So Shoshana, I'll hand it over to you.
Awesome, thank you. And I can see that the chat is disabled for some reason, so maybe we can find a way to turn it on.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, hi, great to see you. I'm Shoshana from the product marketing team at Houzz. And maybe you've seen me before, maybe we've met before. I've been working at Houzz and with Ivies for the past 4 years, and I've had the privilege to meet with you and share with you the great improvements that Houzz Pro has been doing, and also understanding, getting your feedback and making sure that your feedback and your feature requests goes and to our engineering team and is brought to life. So we wanted to make this session today because we know that moving from Ivy to Houzz Pro can feel like a big change, right? So at first you're working on the same projects and it's the same experience like what you had on Ivy, but as you're creating new and starting new projects on Houzz Pro, then you're seeing this new experience, which has lots of new features, but sometimes it can require some kind of adjustments. So I want to make sure that you see kind of all the time-saving tips, all the little tricks, everything that's available for you so that you can get the most out of Houzz Pro. And I also want to make sure that we answer questions because I meet all the time on one-on-one with Ivies who are looking for this feature or that feature, and then I show it to them and everybody's like, oh, wow, that's great. But I want to make sure that, we have a big group and we answer all the questions from everyone and everybody can benefit from them. And hopefully you'll get out of this session. Maybe we'll do a poll at the end to make sure that you've learned great things, and feel free also. I think you got my email. Feel free to also send us feedback, and we'll keep that conversation going. It's a very exclusive session for Ivies. So I'm gonna start sharing my screen, and then start sharing with you a few things, and we'll take questions as we go. So let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So the first thing I wanted to share, which I often hear from Ivies, is that sometimes this layout, when you get, right now I just opened the project, right? I'm in a new project. We can also just go, I'm going to go back from the home and I'm going to open a new project right there. That you would like maybe to see things a little bit, organized a little bit differently. So what I wanted to point out is that you can reorganize the different sections here. And the first thing also that you might want to do is, if you want to always have access right there to your client details, because that's something that was easy on Ivy. You can just do that by clicking on client, and then it's going to be there right there for you, and you can easily copy the information and that client info. So it's quite it's a great tip. Just want to make sure that you notice you have your team chat here, but then you can just press client, and then next time you open that project, it will show that to you right there. The next thing I want to show is what I suggest is that we go inside a proposal, and I want to share all the tips and tricks on proposals. So proposals are a little bit slightly different from Ivy, and it's different also because they are many more customization features. And I thought we could look at some of them. And feel free, Katie, to tell me, if there are any questions as we go on proposal. So can you see, Katie, can you see my screen on proposals right here?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So the first thing that you're going to see on proposals, right? You see it's like automatically saved every time. You don't need to open, edit, close. It's going to be saved for you. You can customize everything here. You're going to be able to customize the title. You're going to be able to change the date created. Okay, so you go right there. You're going to be able to change that date. It can be relevant for accounting purposes. You also have the document owner, but if needed, you'll be able to change that document owner. It's really handy because you might want them for the notification, right? The document owner is anyway the person who's going to be notified when the document is viewed and signed and approved. Something that's really useful is that you're going to be able to go and set the markup as default. So let's say here, I want to set a default value of 20%. I'm going to be able to just do that. And of course, my markup is hidden from the client. You can see it's only visible to me, and this little eye icon with the bar is here to remind me. So, but like I just do that, and then it's gonna save it for me. Something also that can be useful is that I want to be able to hide the totals on that. I want to be able to hide that. I want the totals for each items, but not necessarily in that first section. So I'm going to just do hide totals. For markup, I like keeping it on because I want to see my total markup. Here also I want to hide. And yeah, so I'll be able to do that. When you create groups, you'll notice that by default, the sub items are hidden, right? You can see they're hidden from the client view. And you'll be able also to go in and just edit the information. Something else I want to show you is to pay attention that you have that little here, the little customize button. So here, when you click it on, you'll see that you're able to manage the columns and toggle them on and off. So you can really customize the columns on your proposal, and on any document, it's the same. You can also make sure that you're showing the item description and showing the images. So you want to make sure that's toggled on. And what's really cool, and something that you might want to know also, is that we're saving your preferences by default. So once you come and you set that proposal and you create it with this, you create a template. Basically, you say, okay, these are the columns that I'm using, and I'm saving. I have this default like parameters settings, and same also for your client preview settings. Same also, right? If for the processing fees, you can add the fee to your overall markup. You can say that the client pays the fee, right? The processing fee. When you set those up, everything is going to be saved by default every time you create a new proposal. So you don't have to set that up again. It's saved for you for the next document. You're going to find your items also here. I want to remind everyone also that when everything has moved from Ivy to Houzz Pro, so all your entire product library is going to be here. You can also use AI, by the way. I encourage everybody to try. When you need to create something quickly, you're going to have a great first draft. And of course, you're going to be able to reuse recent proposals and templates. So those are some of the time-saving tips that you have. I also, since we just talked about templates, I also want to say that, okay, you can schedule multiple payments, right? So on Ivy, you just had one payment that you could put there, but here you're going to be able to schedule multiple payments. And you're going to be able to save this payment schedule as default. So if you have a certain payment schedule for your proposals and then for your invoices, you're going to save that as default, and it's going to be safe for you for the next time. So when you work as a team, it's going to really help you systemize everything. Terms and conditions, same. You're going to be able to create templates. You see here, I'm going to template. I can use my template, but I can also set company default template for my terms and conditions, for my memos, for the email that goes out with my proposal, with my invoice, with my retainer. So you're going to be able to set all that with tokens, client name, company name, etc. And it's going to be a huge time saver for you and your team. You see here, I can just pull up that memo template that I have for my proposal, and automatically, the client name, first name, that I put there is automatically filled up for me. Also, we have the client signature on proposal that you can turn on so that you can get this you can collect this e-signature, very useful. And of course, if I have a project where there is something that I'm going to be reusing later, even though every project is specific, I'm still going to have the ability to save that proposal as a template as a whole. So I'm going to pause there a little bit, and maybe, do we have any questions on proposals that I can answer right now, Katie?
No, we don't have any questions yet. Feel free to add any questions, even if you think they're small. This is a great time to answer them.
And please tell us also if it's helpful, not helpful. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to show also when I go to preview, what do I see? Okay, so I'm going to also set those preferences. What do I want to show my client in the preview column? So in the preview mode, sorry. So I want to share, do I want to share the detailed pricing or just the totals? I'm going to be able to set that up. Of course, by default, I have my markup. It's hidden. You can see it here. I can set up approval per line items. And everything. Right now, I don't have, in this demo, I don't have a description, unfortunately, so it doesn't look so great. But when you have a description, of course, everything is there for you. We'll try maybe to find another one. And that's how my clients is going to be able to see, review everything, and just click and sign and pay. They can also comment. They'll be able to just comment on the proposal, and you can also the commenting features are also available, not just for your client, but also it's going to be available for your team as well. Something else that's great and that's really, really helpful for when you're trying to systemize everything, again, we talked about template, are the reminders and the thank you messages. So I'm going to be able to set up everything. I want to set up thank you messages and say, okay, thank you so much as soon as the proposal was approved, for example. So I'm going to be able to set that up. And of course, again, I can insert the tokens I was mentioning before, like first name, my signature with my company. If I want to put my company phone number right there. I can also set client reminders. So if I want to say, okay, I want to make sure that I send the follow-up, right, when the proposal is overdue or after I sent it. So all of this is going to be available for me. And also, I want to make sure that when the proposal is approved, I want to share an invoice. I'm also going to be able to do that, or I can just make sure that I keep my invoice as a draft. And those automations, you're going to find this automation button on your invoices page as well. So you'll be able also to send like a thank you message and set that up everywhere on your documents. Something also that's helpful is I can just click, right? You see how I just did that? I just hover on that project name and I see I can just go quickly and navigate to another section. So that's super helpful. I want to navigate to the project details to show you some of the settings that you might like from Ivy that are also here. So you have the project code, which is right here that you can use. And okay. And then also you can set up a project tax rate right here by default. And then it's going to be there when you create your proposals. Your proposal is going to be automatically populated right there for you. So when, let's say, I'm going to create a new proposal from scratch. You see my sales tax is automatically populated based on what I just did here. And what else did I want to show you? Okay, let me go back to my notes. Do we have any questions? See?
Yeah, we do have a question from Ellen. She says that in Ivy, she could round up an item price. So it's a round number, not, a number with cents. For instance, if it was like $426.02, she would update it to $430. Can she do that here?
So let's go back to that proposal. So it's going to be a better example right there. I'm going to go to my draft. So when you go to the markup, right, you remember we set a default value, but here it's just round numbers, but it's the same idea. Okay, it's one that I just shared. But here, you see how I have the percentage here? I can also just put fixed amount. So you'll be able to just input the number that you want to input so that it's all round rather than all the decimals. Does it answer your question?
I think that answers it, but Ellen, let us know if you have any follow-up questions.
Okay, awesome.
That's it.
Okay, great. So let me go back. Oh, thank you, Ellen, for confirming. Can you discuss the discount line at the bottom? Does it come out of the markup? So the discount line that you have at the bottom, you're going to be able to, it's going to be the same idea. You see the little percentage or fixed amount. So you'll be able to just choose a fixed amount or a percentage. And it doesn't, it's like a general, let's say, let's do it together. You see, I'm going to do 10%, right? And it's going to be out of the total 10%, if that makes sense. It's not, you were trying to say if it comes out of the markup, but it's the total. Does it make sense? Something that you might have seen when I was presenting is how you can add the processing fee to your overall markup. And maybe Katie, you want to share about that?
Sure. So if you are using online payments, there's a fee associated with it. So for a credit card, it's a 3.5% fee. For bank transfer, it's about a 1% fee. But there are a lot of different ways to handle that fee. So as Shoshana is showing here, if you click the top one where it says add fee to my overall markup, we basically do all the calculations on the back end. So you can see right underneath shipping with all those different line items, there's one for processing fee markup. Yeah, again, that's only visible to you. So your clients will just see the total amount. The fee is already embedded. It makes it a lot easier for them to pay because they're not necessarily seeing that separate transaction fee line item. So we've had a lot of success with that. Yeah, you can see the total balance just has that amount already included. So there's not a separate line. And then if you do choose to have your clients pay the fee, you can also do that really easily. So in that same dropdown, you can say client pays fee during processing. And then again, they'll have that transaction fee line item. They'll see exactly how much it comes out to. They can choose to pay it. So you can control this here on the individual document level, or within your payment settings, you can control it at the company level. So if you know that you always want to embed the fee in your markup, or you always want your clients to pay the fee, you can also just set that and it will be included in those templates that Shoshana was sharing.
And that's what I would, when you would go to financials, online payment, right, Katie, to set up those settings?
Exactly.
Awesome. So let's see if we have more questions.
I don't see anything.
Okay, so let's move on, and I'm going to share with you more things. Let me look in my notes. Oh, something else also that's really useful that I wanted to share with you is that you can just click right on an item, and you can look at the item overview right here. You saw I click right and I went to the item overview where I have all the information. I can also decide to create, for example, I'm going to create an invoice from a specific item or a PO, right, after I collected payment, of course. I'm going to, here you can see how you can ungroup items. It's just very, very easy. You just click right and you have access to this quick menu. So really cool. Also, you can save an item to your library right from there. So it's can duplicate item. It's going to be just very easy to do things this way as well. Let me look. I was sharing with you the save as templates. Okay, something else that's really cool is when I go under the actions menu, the more actions, I'm going to see the ability to merge proposals. On Ivy, you have the ability to merge POs, which can be very handy. And here on Houzz Pro, in addition to the ability to merge POs, you'll be able to merge proposals and merge invoices. And it can be really quite handy, especially when you want like that client-facing document, you want to group everything and send one document instead of multiple ones, especially at the end of a project. And I also want to show you for the time, when you go to the time and expenses, something else that's quite handy is that you're going to be able to turn a new time entry. So let's say 250, I'm going to say 2 hours, save. Oh, here, design. Oh, not sure why it did 110, but no worries. So let's say I'm creating an invoice, right? I have also the ability to add it to an existing invoice. So yes, you can merge invoices, but for time billing, you can also add new entries to an existing invoice, and that's really cool. Usually our pros really like that. So now what I wanted to show you is I wanted to go on and talk to you about the selections tracker and make sure that you've seen this tracker and that you know about all the amazing things it can do. So I'm curious, maybe Katie, maybe this is something we can ask also. Maybe we could put a poll out to check, are you using the tracker on Houzz Pro? Let's do that. Let's check. Poll. Can we start a poll here? Can we start a poll if we haven't sent it up before? New poll, yeah.
Yes, it should be live right now.
Amazing. Please tell us if you're using the selections tracker on Houzz Pro. Would love to know. I want to know if you're using it. It's 50-50 for now.
Yes.
Tell us if you're using it. I want to show you the features. No, some of you are not using it. So let me show you. I really wonder what you're using instead. So it's really one of the favorite features that our designers love, and it's also such a huge improvement compared to Ivy. So you need to make the most out of it. So let's look into it. So here it's going to be basically the source of truth for you and your team, right? Where you can see all the items, everything that needs to be ordered, that was ordered, that's on the way, delivered. Everything is going to be accessible here through this amazing, super powerful spreadsheet on Houzz Pro. You're going to be able to see everything and understand where each item is at different step of the process. So what you see is by default, you have the planning, financial, procurement tab. It's like, so if I go to all, you'll see basically it's a huge spreadsheet, right? With everything on the information. You can choose to look at it stacked or flat. If you want, it's basically your preference, right? I like to see it stack so I can see more things at once. So when you here, I put a filter and I went into, you can filter by vendor. Okay, so here I go and I filter by vendor. I'm going to be able to just go and select a few different items, and I want to edit multiple items at once, and I'm going to edit the status, and I'm going to say that they were ordered. Of course, I can put the dates in there and all the different details. And what's really cool also is that I'm going to be able to go and organize by item status. I can also just clear all and just, I organize by order status right here. So you'll be able to see, okay, what's ordered right there. You'll be able to see that. So let me just, where did it go? All my ordered items. You're going to be able to see how, in one glance, you can also just filter, right? If I want to see everything that was ordered, I'm going to see it that way. So it's you're going to be able to organize the view and just see exactly what you want to see. Update multiple items at once and just really manage your procurement process for you and your team. It's going to be really much more efficient. Something else that you can do is that, as you notice, there's no pop-up. So it's really a spreadsheet-like experience. You want to add information, you can just go in and it's inline editing. Very seamless right there. We talked about bulk editing. It's going to save you a significant amount of time. You're going to be able to reorder everything as you want. So really, you have full customization capabilities. If I go here, you remember we saw that on proposals, but it's the same here. If I want to add new fields, I can do that. If I want to just customize the columns, I'm going to be able to do that and customize, toggle on and off, depending of the different columns I want to see. Let's go to financial. I think what's really cool is also how you're going to be able to see all the profitability per item. So it's going to be right there for you. Really, usually our designers love it. Let me look at different things. Of course, you can organize by room, right? Let's do the room. And we're going to do clear all right there. right? So I can see the different rooms, and I'm going to be able to review everything by room: kitchen, study room, bedroom, just to make sure you haven't missed anything. You can also organize. Look, you can organize by category, so that's also super helpful.
Shoshana, can you show how to create a new category?
Yes.
We had one question there.
So let's organize by category here. So those categories, I think actually they are coming from your categories when you go to companies and categories here. I'll share this screen here. Share this tab. Do you see here how I have all my categories? You can just create a new category here. And when you're pulling up items, you're adding them, you're clipping them, right? You'll be able to save them under a category. So let's say I want to look at this. Of course, I can click on everything. And again, I have the full item overview. You see, I just click there. And here you're going to find all the information about the item, everything there. And also the category should be in there. You see, it's right there, because when I click that item, I set up the category and everything carries over. So from the clipping to the proposal, all the way to this giant selections tracker, everything is there. So based on that category, those categories that you added, then when you go in, you can just organize by category. Does it make sense?
Yes, we're still seeing though your categories screen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so I'm going to show you again. You see here, what's really cool is that you can just also click on the item I was sharing. You see the item overview right here. You have all the information. You saw that view when I was sharing the proposals. Like I click on an item and I have all the information about that item. And then you see that category right here, cabinet hardware, right? So the category is saved from the moment you click an item, and then it's carried over, through like your documents and here all the way in your selections tracker. I hope that makes sense. So then you can just organize by category right there and see, you're going to be able to organize by room, as we said, other statuses. You're going to also be able to really see for each document, right, what's happening for each document, where is each item in the process. So that's really helpful. Let me just pull that up.
Shoshana, we do have a question. Can you show how you can do a tracking list by vendor that's not specific to an individual project or client?
Okay, it's a very good question. So what you're seeing right now is a selections tracker for my Naponi Home project. And you would like to create a report for a specific vendor across different projects. So for that, you would need to go to your report. So let's go to company. One sec. I'm going to go to, here, sorry. Financials. I'm going to go to report. I'm going to open in a new tab. And I'm going to share this tab instead. Please, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Here I'm going to be able to generate a report for the selections tracker. And I'm going to be able to say, okay, for all my projects, what I want is for this specific vendor, right? I want to be able to generate a report, and it's going to just generate this report. And then I can also select everything that I want. So everything I want to see in the report, and it's just going to be there right there for me and automatically generated and sent to me to my email address. Please tell us if that answers your question. And if I go back I want to show you, you're going to be able to filter also if you want to see specific things, like only your approved selections, right? So you're going to be able to just do that. So sort by, we said like item status, and I want to say approval status, all approved items, so I'm going to see all my approved items. I can also here, I'm going to be able also to just convert that item into a proposal and invoice. So you can do that right from the selections tracker as well. You're going to be able also to do, like, if you want to see the pending items, right, to see which selections still need client approval. You want to see per document status, because you might want to see, okay, which one do I have? Okay, do I have a purchase order for it? Did I create an invoice? Do I still need an invoice? Do I still need a PO for each item? So it's going to be everything is going to be available for you right there. You can, so let's say there's something else I want to show. Approval status. Oh, something really cool also is, you see, let's go back to, okay, no. Clear all. I'm on the procurement. And now I want to update the order status. What's really cool is I'm going to be also able to create my custom status. So you're not just going to be able to select one of the statuses that's right there for you. You're also going to be able to create your custom ones. Okay, also something really cool is that this tracker can be shared. It's going to be a tool that you can use, with the subs, the contractors you're working with, anybody you're working with, and you're going to be able to just export it and make sure, that everybody sees exactly what you work so hard on, and everyone sees what's being installed before, something wrong gets installed by mistake. So you'll be able to just export. So let's go. I'm going to go to all, and I'm going to go to export, and I'm going to be able to just download, an FF&E schedule or the tier sheets. And again, I'm going to be able to select everything exactly the way. What do I want to show on that export? I'm going to be able to select it. And also it's going to include the product images, which makes it, so important. It's so important because we're all visual people. So you remember we looked at the numbers. I think it's really cool that you'll be able to review the markup. And you can also make, as we say, it's like you'll be able to just make bulk, edits. So again, I want to make different edits for different items. I'm going to be able to do that at once. You can just select a few. What else? Is there anything else? Oh, we also have QR codes we're going to be able to export. Let's say I want to include QR codes. I'm going to be able to do that. Let me show you. Where is this? I think it's here. Yeah, here, right here. Sorry for additional info. I'm going to select product link QR code. And then when I download the PDF, it's going to have a QR code. So right there, you can just scan that QR code with the team. Do we have any questions?
Just one more question. Do you mind showing one more time where you found the reports?
Yes. So if you go under financials, you're going to go under reports. There you have all your reports. Do you see what I'm showing? All the reports. And when you go at the bottom, you're going to see the selections tracker report. And it's basically your global tracker report. You had something similar on Ivy, and you'll be able to just, download that Excel of, do select by filter by vendor, for example, or any other filter that you want, and then just download that.
Awesome. No more questions at the moment.
Okay, great. I also want to show you, if I go back to my Naponi home, so you are supposed to customize this, but for some reason it's not working now, but I'm sure, in a little bit it's going to be working, and you'll be able to just, when you go to your projects, just pull that section up if that's the first thing you want to see. I just want to remind everyone that you have new features like mood boards, for example. You can also create templates for mood boards, and also sections board. It's something that you had on Ivy, but we've added so many cool features. So again, like at a glance, you're going to be able to see, okay, what's pending, what's approved. You can set up a budget. If I go in there, there are really cool features. I think my favorite one is that you have the ability to create sections. So you can create a new section like this and really organize the information for your client. It's going to be helpful for your team, but also for your clients to be able to just review everything. Everything is organized and approve the items and the options that you offer, sharing them. So it's just so much cleaner to have that organization. So you just create the sections. There's so many different options. You can change the size, click on the more action and go. You can go from one section to another. You can, of course, also you can have items for you that you're hiding from the clients. It can be also helpful when you're working as a team. You're going to be able to comment there, and you're going to be, it's commenting is going to be for your client and also for the team. And you can also pull in your mood boards and your 3D floor plans. I don't know if all of you, if you're using the 3D scanner on the app, it's going to help you just scan the room in minutes and create 3D floor plans. And it's a great way to really wow your clients on that first client meeting. So I really invite everyone to try doing that. We are getting so much good feedback from like everybody. You have designers, high-end teams who are using this the 3D floor plan to scan the room on that first line meeting, and it's just wow. The clients are just amazed. Do we have any more questions that I should cover? Do you see anything, Katie?
No, nothing at the moment. If you have any last questions, feel free to add them in.
Okay, great. Let me just go back. I think we said, do you feel more confident using Houzz Pro after this webinar? You can see this poll. If you can just answer, that would be really helpful for us.
There's one question, Shoshana. Do you mind just briefly showing the 3D floor planner?
Yes, of course. So if I go in there, I'm gonna just go, I can go from here. I can also go within the project. So you have three options. You see, you can create from scratch, do a 3D room scan, which is what most pros do, and also upload it to the plan. So if I go here, you can see a kitchen floor plan, and you're going to be able to just really customize it as you wish. And then you have the dollhouse view. And of course, you also have photorealistic rendering. And what's really cool as well is as you're going in and adding different items, you're going to be able, we have so many different AI features embedded throughout Houzz Pro, and we keep on adding more. And basically, if you have this specific sofa that you clipped, right, and that you want to include, in the living room, you'll be able also to convert that product to 3D. So you'll be able to use some of the generic products, but if you want to go specific, you can also use our 2D to 3D feature powered by AI.
And then Ellen was just asking a little bit more about the 3D room scanner. So Ellen, if you have the Houzz Pro mobile app, when you open it up, there's a button basically to scan the room. And there's different functionality depending on the phone you have. So if you have an iPhone with LiDAR enabled, the functionality I would say is a little bit better, but you basically, within a few seconds, hold your phone up. If you're in this space, move it around the room. It will capture all the dimensions, all the furniture, and then that will be saved to your project. So then you can go in on the desktop and edit it, build it out further. But it's a really great way just to get that initial scan done instead of spending multiple hours with measuring tapes, trying to measure all the elements of the room.
Yeah, and you also have the team chats that's available, and you'll be able to just notify and talk about, okay, let's say, the same way you do on Slack, but what's really cool is that you're going to be able to just select and tag the specific estimate. So you'll be able to just hyperlink different project items. And you can tag, and everybody's going to be notified as soon as you message them on the team chat. Of course, everything integrates with QuickBooks, right? So it's like what you had on Ivy. So you can also do that. Okay, it's great to see that you guys feel more confident using Houzz Pro after this webinar. Some of you still haven't answered. I would really love if you can just let us know. I'm also you see my name, shoshana.nakas@houzz.com. So feel free to just message me. And if you have any feedback, any specific questions, we know that it can be a shift from you and your team, to get used and to the singularities of Houzz Pro. So feel free to ask us questions. We're here for you. Please tell us if it was useful, and if you think we should do more of those specifically for our dear Ivy community. Thank you so much. Anything you want to add, Katie? Do we have any more questions?
No, I don't think so. As Shoshana said, the team is always here to help. There is also in the bottom right corner of her screen, that little green icon is a link to the chat for our team. So as you're working in Houzz Pro, if you have any questions, feel free just to chat into our team and someone will respond within a few minutes.
And I'm sending here, you see my email address. Feel free to share any feedback. We're here. We want to make sure the experience is good for you. And thank you so much for being part of our community, guys.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.